Welcome to the Dante Estate Agency. We specialize in crushing your dreams of living in London. But don't worry, no one else can afford to live here either. On a YouTube community post, I asked my lovers to give me a rent budget and I'd show them what they can get in London for that. Most of them also gave me a number of people that would be in the flat and some things that they would want with it. Some people submitted the amount that they pay for rent in their own city, and then other people just submitted numbers that were just for fun. But all in all, this is all just for fun and for some comparison maybe to other places around the world. Oh, and if you're planning to move to London at some point, I have a special freebie for you at the end of this video, so watch to the end to get it. Okay, we'll start with Tanya's submission of $17.50 a month. A family, 2 adults and 2 children who need separate bedrooms. So 3 bedrooms, and she wants 5 minutes from a tube station or on a bus route in an area that's good for kids, and they're not opposed to an apartment. Well, good, because that's all you're getting, really. A good tool that you can use and that I used for researching all of this is the Mayor of London average rent price map. This basically shows you what like the median rent is for 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, etc. in different postcodes around the city, and they color code it. So the red is the most expensive and then the lighter colors are the more affordable ones. So for Tanya, considering her budget, we had to look for the green, and I looked for her in Streatham. I can never say it. Streatham. It has a lovely area that's called Streatham Hill, and they have all the modern conveniences you could ever need for a family. So I found this cute little place for just $1,700 a month, and it's only 0.2 miles from Streatham Station, which can get you into London Bridge and to Elephant and Castle for the Bakerloo line. So it's not in central London, but it's pretty well connected. It has a communal garden, great for the kids, and it's very modern and nice looking. But you'll have to compromise on the 3rd bedroom because it's what we call here the box room, essentially just a really teeny small room. So good luck with deciding which child gets that. I was the child that got the box room in my family, and there is not a Christmas where I do not bring that up to my parents. Okay, Holly Richardson said $1,400 Australian per month. A couple hoping to not have to share with flatmates, preferably close to a tube station or close to a park, or having a pool would be a massive bonus. So $1,400 Australian is only £780 a month, and that does not get you very far in London, even with sharing. Sorry, Holly, you guys will be in a flat share, and I can guarantee you will not have a pool in your building. However, I have compromised. I have looked in London Fields for you because London Fields has a ton of green space around it, very close by, the literal London Fields Park. And they have a London Fields Lido, which is an outdoor public pool. So you could always go there, even if it's not private. So I found you this room for $700 a month. It's on Mare Street. It's a very cool street with lots of restaurants and bars. It's also really well connected because there's a bunch of bus stops on it that will take you to all different parts of the city. So you'd be sharing with 2 housemates, both from the Czech Republic, and also a doggy. Okay, Denai has a budget of $2,000 to $2,500, living alone, and must have natural light and be walking distance to the center of London. That I can work with. I think I have a knack for spending other people's money. Central London rents have gone down quite a bit because of you know what. You can actually even get a little bit more than you usually would. Deny. I did some searching and I found you this flat for $23.83, and it's right by King's Cross Station. It's got 2 bedrooms, lots of big windows, so all that light that you wanted. Very nice balcony and really nice views. Really super modern, and you really can't beat being so close to King's Cross, which has so many tube lines that go through it. It can get you truly anywhere in London. And you're also next to St. Pancras Station, which gets you outside of London and also is where the Eurostar is based, so you can get to Paris and Amsterdam and a few other places. Sabomi Salami said $1,300 a month, a modern 1-bedroom apartment with lots of natural light, preferable around central London, looking in areas like Camden and Islington, and has a balcony. Okay, it's tough to get outdoor space and bright and modern in central London or in like Camden and Islington. Those are very popular areas. They're not cheap. Plus, right now, because of everyone having to go through lockdown a lot the last year or so, everybody wants places with outdoor spaces, so they are at a premium. But I did my research, scoured Rightmove, and I found this cute little place in Finsbury Park that has its own little private terrace, and it's just right at the top of your budget. It's even got a little bit of character. They left the original beams in the living space, so you can see that in the photos. And speaking from experience, this is a good deal for a place, considering that it does have a little bit of outdoor space, and the area that it's in, that's as good as it's gonna get. Sudi wants £800 per month maximum, living alone near central London. The place should have a lot of natural light, and the bedroom should be big with an ensuite bathroom. I hate to break it to you, but even with central London prices being down right now, this is not going to be possible. Living alone, no way is that going to happen. So let me show you what you can get for that amount if you are in a flat share. And even when I looked at flat shares at that amount in central London, I wasn't really seeing anything, especially if you want an ensuite. So I had to expand the search. So I found this place near Bow Road Station, which gets you into central pretty easily. It has the ensuite that you want, and you'd be living with 3 other people for £775 a month. Bristol is Home wants an £830 one-bedroom flat for a couple, so kind of like the other one. Needs to have a washing machine and within 15 minutes walk to public transport. So we can expand our search outside of central London, so at least that's good. But I did do that, and for only $800, under $850 a month essentially, there wasn't much. So we went all the way to Sutton, which is in Surrey, but technically still part of London. The good news is I got you a balcony, so you're welcome. I also got you a purple bathroom. You didn't ask for it, but I knew that you wanted it. It is a bit over budget at $875 a month, but live a little. Or just stay in Bristol. Pick a Pick Tour wanted to know what 1,000 euros gets for 2 people, and that's what she pays in Barcelona. So that is £870 a month. So same deal as the last 2 places. Not really going to happen, but I guess Barcelona is, well, I kind of knew this. Barcelona is significantly more affordable than London. Shocker. Okay, this is fun. Victoria Baird said £4,500 for a couple. That's a good, healthy budget. Must be at least 2 bedrooms and has to accept 3 cats. That's fine. In zone 1, ideally around Northwest. So the UK has launched this new thing now where it's supposed to be a bit easier for you to get landlords to accept you if you have a pet that you're bringing. In theory, I'm not sure it actually means that it's going to be any easier to find flats. It just makes it harder for the landlord to say no to a pet. But they can still say no. It's kind of a weird thing. But cats, I think at that budget, it should be fine. It was fine because I looked for places. So Northwest, I looked at Belsize Park. I love Belsize Park. It's really beautiful. It's close to central London. It's just a really nice high-end area where you're also close to Hampstead Village, Primrose Hill, and Camden Town. So I found you this guy for only $4K. It's a 2-bed, has a nice private patio that also leads into a big communal garden. It's pretty modern and done up. I mean, I would live here. I think it looks really nice. Plus, it also has underground parking. So if you have a car, there you go. Or your cats can hang out down there. I don't know. Is that what cats do? I'm a dog person. Okay, Erin said $1,200 to $1,500 a month for 2 people, no flat share. Must be near a tube station with step-free access into the home or flat, or a lift if there's multiple floors, and near a park. That is actually quite feasible. It just takes it took me quite a bit of time to research, but it's totally doable. So first what I did was I started with looking at the tube map and figuring out which stations have step-free access. So step-free access in London usually refers to that you don't have to physically climb any steps, but if there's an escalator, that's okay. Or a ramp. But just in case, Erin, I've gone for completely step-free in terms of it's wheelchair accessible for the tube station. So I landed on Richmond, which is pretty good for fitting your budget, and the tube station is great. Plus it has, of course, Richmond Park, one of the most beautiful parks in London and probably all of the UK. I found you two places. One is at the top of your budget, and it has a lift to the second floor where the flat is. It's very new. It's very close to the station. Although if you need a wheelchair, it's probably going to be a bit squished. And on that budget, it's probably a bit difficult to find a place that will be big enough to navigate a wheelchair. But if you don't need a wheelchair, this would work. I found one more too, which is a bit further from the station, but it's a little bit cheaper. It's ground floor and it has its own outdoor patio. And again, not sure about the wheelchair space in this one, but it is completely step-free. And that outdoor space, worth that extra time to the station, I always think. So how does what you saw relate to the rental costs in your hometown? Were you shocked by any of this? Let me know in the comments. And for anyone who's moving to London anytime soon, you can grab my free Moving to London checklist. It has everything that you need to do before and after you move to London from abroad. And you can get that by clicking the link popping up in the corner here. This video is part of my Back to London series where I show you my process of moving back to London after lockdown, and you get to see what it's like to rent a new apartment in the city. So you can watch another video in this series by clicking one of the boxes popping up around me.